Hello, welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to this channel. Today I'm going to be talking about who I think are the GOATs of Judo. I have three main people I talk about in this video, but I also have an honourable mention section at the end to cover a variety of different judoka from different time periods that I understand people consider their GOATs. Now obviously there's hundreds of judo players that people love to watch and consider to be a GOAT, but at the end of the day people have different criteria, and I've tried to just base it on the results they had throughout their career and also the competition they faced. Now, if you disagree with me, please put in the comment description who is your GOAT and why. Don't just say they had really nice ashiwaza or tachiwaza. Please tell me why, if there's any statistics that you consider them to be the GOAT, or how much they've contributed to the sport itself today. So without further ado, let's get into the video. My first pick on this list is Tadahiro Nomura, an under 60 kilo fighter from Japan. He's a three-time gold medalist, and all of these were back to back in 1996, 2000 and 2004. He's also a world champion. He also has 6 gold medals for World Cups. He also has 6 gold medals for national champs in seniors. Now, for me, these statistics alone prove he's one of the GOATs. However, I would like to plead my case a little bit more. I believe that lighter weight classes are harder to win gold medals at, as I'm sure some of you will agree. Now, for me, it's harder to be consistent, and there's more room for upset and mistakes at lighter weight classes, especially when you have two young guys, fit, fast, explosive. There is no room for error. But however, at higher weight classes you can use a bit more strength, and you can kind of rely on your physique a little bit more to stall or to kind of catch your breath, maybe force opponents to make mistakes. But for me, to consistently go back to back, win 3 gold medals in an under 60 kilo category, where you have these guys 20 years old, 19 years old, pushing through and coming after your neck really, for him to do this year on year, I think proves that he is one of the GOATs, and he's contributed so much back to the community as well. I don't necessarily think that makes you a GOAT, but it kind of just proves that his fighting spirit still lives on to this day. My next fighter on this list is Ryoko Tani, an under 48 kilo fighter from Japan. She has 5 medals in the Olympics, 2 gold, 2 silver and 1 bronze. These occurred in 1992, 1996, 2000, 2004 and 2008. She is a 7-time world champion and a 14-time All Japan champion. She has many other accomplishments, but if I was to list them, I would be going on for ages. As you can see from the clips in this video, if you haven't watched her before, she is a very dominant fighter. She has beautiful ashiwaza, and some of her favourite highest scoring throws include a sotogari, ashiguruma, haragoshi and uchimata. I believe there is a strong argument for her being one of the greatest of all time, but I definitely believe that she is the greatest female judoka there has ever been. She proved that skill has no gender, and often coming against bigger and taller opponents but taking them down with classic traditional judo, and that is what judo is about. Jigoro Kano wanted a martial art that was capable of a smaller individual pinning, submitting or throwing a bigger practitioner or bigger opponent. Now I believe this is why there should be talks about her being one of the greatest of all time. For my next pick, you will know who it is. I didn't want to put him at the start of the video because it's quite an obvious pick to make, but how can you not pick him? He's a 3-time gold medalist. He's also a 2-time bronze medalist. These occurred in 2008, 2012, 2016, 2021 and 2024. He's 11-time world champion, and he's a 21-time RJF Tour gold medalist. That is mental. Now, some people don't like his judo because he's quite a big dude. He is really heavy on that lapel grip. You can see in the video here, he takes that really high grip, he pulls his opponent down, and he can use that to kind of stall if he gets a bit tired. We saw that at the last Olympics in 2024. I believe he should have got a Shido for it, because you kind of saw he was pulling it over Saito's head. But nonetheless, throughout his career, he's shown dominant judo. Very nice ashiwaza with big sweeps, haragoshi, uchimatas, ouchigari as you see here. He's a tall guy, he's gonna like them, so I can't hate him for doing what best suits his body. Now on to the next one. Right, I thought this section was harder to make than the others. especially when trying to think who I think has done the most to kind of deserve this spot, in my opinion. But I understand that this is going to be kind of up for debate a little bit more than the other section, because, mate, who can debate against Teddy Riner? He's a very dominant judoka. However, I have got Yamashita to start this list off. A 203 unbeaten streak. Mate, that is incredible. In a sport like judo, to be unbeaten for that many matches, you guys know it. You can be ahead. You can be Wazari up, or you can be kind of really dominating the Kumikata for, what, 3 minutes and 59 seconds. And at the last second, you can make one small mistake and they can sweep you off your feet and get that Ippon or get that Wazari, or even a Yuko now, especially the rules have changed, and you lose. And people in the crowd know that you were winning for that time, but it doesn't matter. So to go unbeaten for 203 matches is incredible. On top of winning an Olympics with a torn Achilles. That is mental. I've never torn my Achilles, and I doubt many of you haven't. But if you have, you cannot walk on it. There's no way. How can you win an Olympic gold medal even with a torn Achilles and at heavyweight, carrying all that weight on that torn Achilles? Now, I'm pretty sure he pinned his opponent, so obviously he did what he can to try and get him on the ground and pin him. But he also had 4 world championships under his belt as well, which is absolutely incredible. Now, my next pick is Ono Shohei. I think he's a little bit overrated in terms of where people rank him in his in the GOATs discussion. I definitely do think he is an incredible judoka, and a very dominant one at that as well. And to win 2 Olympic gold medals, 3 world championships, and to be in a stacked weight class at the time when he competed as well is incredible. Fought people like Lasha, mate, I cannot pronounce his last name, but you know who I'm talking about, from Georgia. Fought people like Anchan Grim, fought people like Hashimoto. Absolutely incredible. Now, my next pick is Iliadis. You know who he is. 17 years old, gold medal at under 81. Mate, at under 81, you have these big, tall guys, ranging from like 5'10" to 6'2", 3. Really strong, absolutely jacked guys. To win a medal, especially a gold medal at 17, because I don't know about you guys, I was going to school with a packed lunch at 17 years old. I was not winning a gold medal. Especially at the Olympics, but also he's a 3-time world champ under 90, so that kind of shows his versatility amongst weight classes. But also he medalled at under 100 as well, and people still try and mimic his judo, including me. I love that deep step he does into his Seoinage, and then his back foot follows to kind of get that lift. Absolutely incredible. And kind of to end this off, my favourite, one of my favourite judokas, and I also have a picture with him which I'll whack up right now, is Keiji from Japan. I love him. His foot sweeps, Ashiwaza, are incredible, especially for heavyweight. Absolute traditional judo, absolutely beautiful, and to do that at his weight class is absolutely incredible. Now, I know that's a little bit biased because I do have a photo of him, so I just had to whack him in there. But please, in the comments, let me know who you consider to be the GOAT, or who even is your favourite judoka of all time, because I know people's opinions or people's kind of style of judo affect who they rank in their GOATs list. But without further ado, thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please comment down in the description, and if you wouldn't mind subscribing. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed the video.